Check out this episode and all our episodes at recoveryarmy.com. Hey, here we are, Michael DeLeon, on the road to recovery from the great state of Kentucky. On the road down here with Joe Turner. What an incredible story of overcoming his demons, his addiction, to find recovery advocacy and taking it to a new level. Helping inmates and prisoners in jails and prisons across the state, across the country, reaching out to people. Recovery advocacy taken to a new level. On the road to recovery from the great state of Kentucky with Joe Turner.
My name is Joe Turner. I'm the president and founder of Recovery Warriors here in Paris, Kentucky, Bourbon County. I'm also the vice president of Stop Heroin Lexington. Recovery Warriors is the outreach program where we come to you where you're at. It doesn't matter if you've got everything or nothing, we find you help no matter what you need. Stop Heroin Lexington is our education. We go all over Kentucky giving away free Narcan, doing Narcan training for the family and for the professional. I came out of an MC. My dad was the president. And the love of it is my stepdad ended up being one of the largest cocaine dealers in central Kentucky back in the early 90s. I got a first grade education, and that education, what it bought me was a 20-year prison sentence. 8 years old, stealing dad's whiskey. When he would pass out, and there was still some left in there, I hated the taste, but loved what it did to me. I mean, if anybody that's been in a 12-step room knows that saying, but it's true as the day is long. And it progressed after that. I mean, I kept drinking, and I think it was at 12 I started smoking pot. As soon as I got into high school, as soon as I turned 16, my stepdad saw I was a perfect mule. He said, hey, you're a minor. They're not going to prosecute you like an adult. So I want you to start running to Chicago and coming back to Kentucky. He said, I'll pay you $6,000 and I'll give you a quarter ounce. I was 16. Of course I'm going to do that. So then it turned into I was drinking the whole time. It was drinking, LSD, cocaine, shrooms, women. You know, I ended up marrying my high school sweetheart. Became a master electrician. Had the house, the 2 cars, wife, the kid. Next thing I know is we're bouncing between my mom's and her mom and dad's, dragging my son in tow, not caring about none of them except what I needed. And the next thing I know, I catch 6 felonies in one day. I ended up beating up 2 cops. Then they called in about 4 more cops, so it turned into 6 cops beat me in front of my son. My son saw me tased, everything. Because I always swore, I grew up real hard, and I swore I wouldn't do that to my son, and I wasn't seeing that I had done that to him. But he was actually able to come visit me one day, and this is after I'd been locked up in county fighting my case over 8 months. But at the end of the visit, my son, he said, Dad, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, no, son, you can't. They're not going to allow that. And we went back and forth for about 10 seconds. Then he got up and stood there and started beating on that glass. Just wanted to give me a hug. And then that's what made me see what I had done to my son. And this was 6. He was 6 years old doing this. That day is when I went back to my cell, and that's when a change started happening. I was in max because I couldn't stop fighting. I only got out of my cell 1 hour a day. But it was like 2 weeks after that, they said, Turner, would you like to go to AA? Or they called it church. I walk in there and there's this guy and he's talking about AA. You know, this is all 12 steps. And something else started changing. And then lo and behold, and it's funny, it's all about how your higher power is going to give you what you're ready for. It might not be what you wanted, but he's going to get you what you're ready for. And it was 2 or 3 weeks after that, here comes this lady from drug court. And she's like, look, you're going to have to go do a little bit of time, but you're a perfect candidate for drug court. So they know I had to become classified. I had to accept my time. I had to accept 20 years. And the prosecuting attorney saying Mr. Turner is a menace to society and he should never see the light of day again. When they came out in open court, they was going to give me drug court. He started jumping up and down and saying, no, no. 20 years flat. And we're talking not 35, not 85. It was 20 years day for day. I was a real bad guy. But we're not here to talk about what the past was. We're talking about a solution, and that's what happened to me when I was locked up, is a solution started taking place. And what that solution was is I started looking into who I really was, started going through the steps, started finding in a higher power. I had to go to treatment. I went and done, this was the deal they gave me. So Mr. Turner, we're gonna give you drug court, but you're gonna go do 90 more days in max, then you're gonna go do 90 days treatment, and then you can come home and start drug court, which is an 18-month program. Then after drug court, you get 5 years paper. Now, if you mess up any of that, you get to go back to prison and start your 20-year sentence from day 0. No street time, no nothing. I walked drug court, no dirties, no sanctions, no nothing. Somehow through, I don't know what, the only thing I can contribute to is God today. I was able to get drug court, and through drug court I found recovery, I found God. I had to ask myself, what did I want to do next? What is my next step? And my higher power told me it was to help my people. And so that's what I do every day, all day. It's for my brothers and sisters that are still out there fighting, that have not found what I have found. Let me help show you. It ain't what I have, but it's what was given to me freely, and I want to give it to you freely. It's I wake up happy, joyous, and free. I can look at this guy that I'm just starting to realize who he is, but I can look at him in the mirror and actually look him in the eye. I can go to sleep at night. I walk around with a smile on my face, and I get the honor to be able to go out here in these streets every single day and find that brother or sister that needs help that day. It's all who my higher power puts in front of me. And then I do everything I possibly can to try to help them that day.
Mr. Turner, thanks so much for spending time with us and sharing your story with the Recovery Army so we can share your story with other people seeking recovery, finding recovery, or those who have found theirs, sharing your story with other people. It's all about sharing the hope. Sometimes you have to find hope in someone else until you can find it in yourself. We all have an obligation once we find this path to recovery to share this journey with other people. On the road to recovery from the great state of Kentucky, I'm Michael DeLeon, and we will see you on the next episode